When Labour were elected, they promised change with discipline, that they would be a serious, steady government. Fast forward to now, and there's only one word on everyone's lips.
Mr. Speaker, can I welcome the Prime Minister's latest U-turn? I feel like I say that every week.
That's right, U-turn. So with 13 U-turns in just 18 months in charge, let's take a look at some of the most significant ones so far. Digital ID cards is the latest U-turn, so it only feels right that we start there. Announced less than 4 months ago by Keir Starmer, he said digital IDs were a way to clamp down on illegal immigration. Here he is telling us all about it.
This government will make a new free-of-charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
It would have required people to sign up to the government's digital ID scheme to prove their right to work. Now it will no longer be compulsory but optional for those who want to sign up.
The commitment is still there. You will be checked. What we're now doing is consulting on exactly what that might look like.
Supporters say it's a sensible rethink, but critics say it's another retreat. Here's another U-turn that dominated the first year of this government. Soon after being elected Chancellor, Rachel Reeves announced a major cut to winter fuel payments.
Those not in receipt of pension credit or certain other means-tested benefits will no longer receive the winter fuel payment from this year onwards.
The backlash was swift. Pensioners' groups were furious, Labour MPs warned it looked heartless, and voters didn't like it either. Eventually, the government rode back.
That is why we want to ensure that as we go forward, more pensioners are eligible for winter fuel payments.
The fiasco meant that millions of pensioners spent 10 months believing they'd have to find extra cash to heat their homes over winter. It wasn't the only announcement that had people worried, though. Last year, the government said that something had to be done about the welfare bill. It targeted both personal independence payments and universal credits with a range of cuts.
Millions of people who could work, trapped on benefits. This is a significant reform package that is expected to save over £5 billion in 2029-30.
The idea was to get more people back into work instead. The government knew it would be unpopular, but it looked like it was going to hold the line. But Labour MPs had other ideas. In July, Sir Keir Starmer suffered his biggest rebellion to date, with 49 MPs from his own party voting against the cuts. It was enough to push him to, of course, another U-turn.
We've talked to colleagues who've made powerful representations, as a result of which we've got a package which I think will work and we can get it right. And for me, getting that package adjusted in that way is the right thing to do. It means it's the right balance.
Not only did he lose the savings he was hoping to make, he also showed his backbenchers that with enough pressure, this government could be convinced to change course. No doubt that encouraged farmers and those campaigning for them. This U-turn was snuck out just 2 days before Christmas, when the government announced a huge climb down on inheritance tax on farmers. For weeks, farmers warned the tax plans could force family farms to be sold off. But the government was determined to tighten tax relief on agricultural land.
For assets over £1 million, inheritance tax will apply with a 50% relief at an effective rate of 20%.
Tractors descended on Whitehall, and after a lot of pressure from farmers and MPs, ministers changed course.
We listen to those farmers and businesses who will be affected by changes in policy. 85% of farming estates who claim agricultural property relief will now pay no inheritance tax.
Yet again, what started as a crackdown ended as another government U-turn, unsurprising to many. Next up, business rates for pubs. Since the COVID pandemic, pubs have been given a discount on a tax called business rates. But in November, at the budget, Rachel Reeves said that the discount would be withdrawn.
The average increase for a pub this year, I think, would be something like 5%, and we're capping increases at 15% or £800 for smaller pubs. Over the next few years, there will be further increases as we move out of the pandemic era.
Pubs warned they could go out of business, and some even banned Labour MPs because they were so angry. But now it looks like the Treasury will be offering extra support on business rates. Here's what Conservative leader Kebi Badenoch had to say.
What's happened is that over Christmas, Labour MPs were banned from every single pub they tried to get into. They've come back and realised that nobody likes them, so now they're pushing for a U-turn.
Last but not least, Labour has faced criticism over a U-turn on a grooming gangs inquiry. Ministers initially ruled out a new national inquiry, saying existing reviews were enough.
There's no fixed view on the victims and survivors about a further national inquiry. There are mixed views. But there is a view, and I share this view, that what is needed now is action on what we already know.
But after pressure from campaigners and victims, it changed its position.
What is required now is a moment of reckoning. We must cast fresh light on this darkness. The inquiry will be chaired by Baroness Anne Longfield.
Now the government is welcoming national scrutiny, arguing the focus needs to stay on the victims. So then it may seem that this government is going around in circles without a clear destination in mind. But what do all of these U-turns actually say about Labour's position? Well, here's our political editor, Robert Paston, with his take.
This inability to get a policy right first time does seem to be a bit of a problem for this government because it coincided with yet another U-turn, as you say, on the fact that they are no longer making it compulsory to have a digital ID card to get work, and that follows, we're still going to get the detail of it, but changing the nature of help that businesses get when their rates go up. It's focused mostly on pubs. Lots of other high street businesses in trouble as a result of these rates increases. We got just before Christmas the U-turn on inheritance tax that were supposed to be paid by farmers. It just goes on and on and on. And the thing that I think people will find most striking is that most of these policies are not made in the sort of broad run of departments. They come out of the Treasury and out of Downing Street. And that's where this inability to think things through before things are announced, that seems to be where the problem is.
So then the only thing left to ask is, when is the next U-turn coming?